Hey guys, my name is Tyler Douglas, and this is my assignment 4, Reflections on Assignments 2 and 3. I was a part of the Mobile Learning Group. We used Trello for our Mobile Learning Group, and I have some insight on that, as well as just some overall reflections on the topic I covered, the process and everything. So we'll get into that. So the synthesis of my learning, that's a hard word. So I wanted to discuss digital collaboration on as a whole, overall with people from all over and on the internet and just in general. I wanted to talk about Trello, the pros and cons, and then my core topic in mobile learning, augmented and virtual realities, the application and takeaway of those. So continuing on. So digital collaboration, I found that it can be really hard and really challenging from a myriad of different sources, depending on what particular program or platform you choose to use. Knowing if or when someone collaborated, or if they're part of the group, or if they even got successfully logged in, can be challenging at times as well. Essentially with G+, like, it's probably the best possible collaboration software out there. And from what I've used I've used OneNote. I've now used Trello. We use a lot of mobile whiteboard stuff at work, and I found G+ is the easiest to effectively know when someone's collaborating, know who you are collaborating with, and what you're collaborating about. Digital collaboration requires a lot of alert, a lot of personal accountability. So for me, I was the orchestrator setup of our mobile learning group, and I was a little familiar with Trello and how it worked, but not as much as I wanted to be. So I found it best after this assignment to stick best with what you know, especially as a first-time orchestrator. If you're working in your district or you're building to create a digital collaboration environment, or your network even, use something you're familiar with, or use something that has a lot of good reviews and a lot of good publication out there, easy to use. So I found a fault in my own setup, design, and assignment, that I wasn't being alerted as to when someone was collaborating, or when someone was posting, or if they had posted on their own page, who had commented on that. And as much as sometimes it can come across as annoying to see every single post from G+, I mean, that's super awesome to at least get the alert that someone's reading your stuff, working with you, bouncing ideas off of each other. I think along with the digital collaboration, especially when you don't see people face to face, when you have your daily work life, it's important to remind yourself to get online and do the work. Oftentimes I find myself even procrastinating here with homework and trying to find time and allocate time and resources, and when I'm not busy, to be able to dedicate a solid block of time to homework. And as I said earlier, it takes a lot of diligence and personal accountability. I mean, honestly, it's up to you how much collaborative effort you want to put into it. As with any group project or group collaboration, I think back to the times in college when you always hear the stories of comparing college collaboration groups to the cast of The Hangover. You have the person that gets lost and you can't find anybody until the end, the person that goes off on a wild tangent somewhere else, the ringleader, the only person doing things, so I think with anything, not saying that our group was like that at all, so nobody please take it that way, but just kind of relating the fact that to be successful in collaborating with your peers requires a lot of inward responsibility and accountability. On to Trello. So Trello's new and different. I feel like nobody in our group had had used it. I was under the impression that maybe some people had heard of it. So it's new, it's different, it's something unique. Maybe was going to be a possible tool to add to everyone's arsenal, to put in their tool belt, their toolbox. It's great for the idea of whiteboarding. So quick little jots and notes and, hey, do this. Maybe this is a good idea. Yeah. But not super drawn out discussion. I feel like Trello works well when you're able to meet in person once or twice a week. Cons, I think I read a couple of reviews, saw a couple of these videos of my peers in the group. It seemed like there was no alerts. Maybe it wasn't letting us know when someone was chiming in. And that could be very well with setup as well. I mean, as I said, I was unfamiliar with it myself, and I didn't know exactly how it worked. It just seemed new. It was difficult to navigate at times. I mean, trying to delete a couple of the boards from the sign-up issue, where some of the previous students had been already on the sign-up sheet, and trying to delete those boards that had already been previously set up. It was hard to find the delete button, for lack of better words. I feel like it's more of a business and project planning, and it needs to be set up correctly. Even doing that, I felt as if I didn't take enough time to set it up effectively, reflecting back on that. Moving on to augmented and virtual reality. So I did my mobile learning micro assignment on augmented and virtual reality. It's already been something that I've been exploring a little bit of. We have bits and pieces of it, but not your true virtual reality, to the sense of you look around, your hands work in conjunction. It's more of experiential. And so, and augmented realities with things such as the HoloLens coming out, and very easy SDKs to work with, and it's something that I've been looking to apply as we expand and grow our business and our training department. Walmart spends billions of dollars on training each year, and now being part of that Walmart family, we're starting to see the ramifications of that and the benefits of that. So I really wanted to look into this stuff and see how expansive we could get. So application, it's very cross-functional. You can, and this kind of ties into my second bullet point, is you can do as little or as much as you want with it. I posted a couple of articles on my Trello boards, one being how KFC has literally turned new employee onboarding and training into a game in virtual reality, and it's almost creepy. For anybody that knows of BioShock, it's very reminiscent of that feel. The Colonel is very creepy. He has like a PA voice in the background, and he's talking like this and says, "You gotta cut up the chicken this way." And it's, but it's very more ominous, not as fun, accentual as I did right there. A couple different articles said it can be done with ease and with minimal upfront costs. For instance, I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. So, not sure if you can see kind of a little bit. I'm over here. So this is a Rasma, and it's one of the easy ones to use. It's an app. You could go through a book and put little stickers in a book and have Rasma scan those codes and it pop up the information. It's pretty simple, pretty easy to use. I mean, there's a developer SDK for those who are more tech savvy. Could go in there and code it themselves, but very, very easy to use. My takeaways from that is you need buy-in with the extreme. I mean, the KFC training is crazy, and it's out there. It's ridiculous. And you need the buy-in from an individual, someone who's wanting and willing to do that, willing to go through that for it to be successful. Otherwise, it just becomes silly. Same thing with that is you need to keep it as educational as possible. With this is when you take into the fact that we just recently discussed cognitive load theory, the focus needs to be on the material, the educational piece that you're covering, as much as you want to gamify and engage. Even you could overload someone's working memory with the idea that they need to score points, they need to do X, Y, and Z. So bringing in as much bare bones as possible and keeping it as educational as possible without going into the virtual reality game route is what you would need to focus on with this. Overall, takeaways include like digital collaboration is something that while yes it can be beneficial, but those involved in it need to be diligent and have personal accountability to effectively collaborate. It can't just be a one-time, two-time thing, and it can't just be one-sided either. Trello is not as great of a collaboration community as previously thought. It would not be something that I would use within our business, and it's not something we currently use within our business at all, so that's why I tried something different. Most importantly, we currently use like a OneNote or a Microsoft Teams. Unfortunately, we could have used Microsoft Teams for this, but I don't think my company account would appreciate that, or the IT department at our company would appreciate me using my company account to do this. So Trello is not the best collaborative environment. It's more for projects, business, whiteboarding, Kanban, things like that. And then augmented and virtual reality, while it used to be thought as pie in the sky, way out there, something that everybody wants to do but doesn't necessarily have the capabilities to do. It's available. I can literally pull it up on my phone for free right now to be able to shoot and record these. And so it's super minimal upfront cost, but keep in mind that there's a fine line between just being a video that you can look around like this, see different things, and being educational, and then there's a fine line between being educational and being gamified, such as the KFC example. Super easy to do. Could be very beneficial for those who would like to utilize this in the classroom, especially with the Erasma app and the ability to just maybe make some stickers, scan some images in the book, scan even the page number in the book, and then have information popped up based off that. But that's all I have. Feel free to questions, comments, and concerns, put them down below in the comment section. Thanks, guys.